buy a truck?
Yeah, I bought this truck just about less than a year ago, and I bought it from a guy I knew local to me. It had a 350 in it. He had blown it up, so I decided I wanted to make LS Fest this year, and I had this 6.0 here sitting for about 7 years in my shop with a 4L80. So it's a low mileage 6.0, about 63,000 miles on it. So we pulled the swap, pulled the old motor out, put this in, cleaned up the firewall, everything. As far as vintage AC, we went with a BP Automotive harness. Love it. It works very well. Easy hookup. 6.0 4L80 through a 12 bolt. We had 50 miles on this build and we put about 430 on the way up here on it. So it worked, cruised well, and man, we love it. It's me, my wife, and my son. We just cruised up the 4-lane, no problems at all so far. So
yeah, I love the truck. It looks great.
Man, I appreciate it.
It's really hard to beat this body style truck.
Yes, sir.
Yes, well, listen, man, I really appreciate you telling us about your truck.
Man, yeah.
We really appreciate your business as always. You know, it means the world to us. We have the best customers, so
oh, yeah.
Thank you very much.
We'll use it again for sure.
Oh, yeah, awesome. Thank you very much.
Oh, thanks.
I appreciate it.
Man, yeah.
All right, my name is Dean Swords. This is my 87 Chevrolet R10. Originally, I bought this truck out of a guy's backyard for $700. Originally, just to get it running and have a daily driver. I didn't care if the AC worked. I didn't care how well the motor ran. I just wanted the truck to run and drive. Well, each step led to something different. I finally just said, okay, I want to go to LS Fest. Pulled the 305, a 700R out, and dropped in this 4.8 4L60. Originally, I went with a factory GM harness that was cut down. It did not perform like I needed it to, so pulled that back out. I already had a BP Automotive harness for another build that I was doing, so I got it out of my closet, stuck it in the truck, and it fit absolutely perfect. The labels were perfect. The fuse block is perfect. How everything works with it is just absolutely perfect. It hides so easy. There's no question at how easy this harness is to hook up. The truck is lowered 4, 5, 6. It is set up to be a pawpaw camper truck. It is a sleeper. It's nothing fancy, but it does run very well for a 4.8 with 0 issues. The truck now has around 6,500 miles on it since the swap and the harness. I've had absolutely 0 issues since then, since the 6,500. And I'm going to drive it all the way across the country. I will be driving it within the next year across the country. Me and my wife will be staying in the back of this truck as we travel.
That is awesome. That's awesome. Especially with it being a camper truck, man. You can't beat that.
Yeah, for real.
A true sleeper.
Yeah.
Listen, man, we really appreciate it. We always appreciate our customers. Thank you very much for taking the time to tell us about your swap, man. Really like the truck.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. My name's Jacob Morgan. It's a 97 TJ Wrangler. Did the 5.3 swap. Kind of kept it mainly stock other than the cam. I went with a stage 2 BTR cam, Trailblazer SS intake, nothing too crazy. The transmission is a 4L60, which it's got the Corvette servos, monster shell, and stuff to beef it up and hopefully hold. All the adapters and everything were through Novak. Done a short shaft kit on the transmission and transfer case. Went with Woody's, I think it was Woody's drive shaft for the rear. But other than that, I guess the interior is fairly basically stock.
Yeah, it still looks real good, though.
Oh, yeah. The suspension was a 4-inch Terraflex lift, has Bilstein shocks, and the rear end is a Ford 8.8 with 411 gears in it.
I like it. I love the wheels.
Oh, yeah.
The whole Jeep looks great, man.
You say that.
I love the color and the interior. It's very clean.
Oh yeah. 2 months ago, I mean, this was 100% disassembled. I mean, there was no brake lines, fuel lines, body was completely off. There was nothing at all on it.
Yeah. Pressing hard to make LS Fest, huh?
Yeah. Probably one of my best investments. I'd have to go with the BP Automotive harness. It's kind of hard to beat to hook up a harness in 30 minutes to an hour and turnkey and roll it on down the road.
Yeah. Oh, listen, I really appreciate that. We do our best to make it as simple as possible. We have complete control over quality since we build them in-house, so that really makes our day when we get to run across a customer who has something like this and they put it together, first time swap, it was no problem at all. That's the goal.
Yep.
So we really appreciate it. I love your sticker too. Listen, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with us, and we really like your swap. Thank you very much.
All right, well, I appreciate it.
For just Stop Shop, I built this. It's a 04 Chevrolet 4L60. Used BP Automotive harness. Built it for a customer. Took us about 3 days. Just fun project. If you need any BP Automotive harnesses, get with them.
We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Looks like you've installed several before.
Yep.
It looks like, especially if you've done it in 3 days.
This is probably we've probably done about 20 of y'all's harnesses. That's pretty much the main harness that we use. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Listen, we really appreciate it. Thank you for telling us about the truck. It's a really nice, clean ride. Yep. Everybody loves a good square body.
That's right, square body.
Yep. Square body life, right?
Yep.
So, listen, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us, and we appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
All right, this is Jacob Morgan again. It's an 86 C10. When I first got it, the truck was actually on fire. It needed a lot of love, and it was full primer, it was duct tape interior. I mean, it was the full redneck shebang. So now it's got the 5.3, it's got the stage 2 BTR cam in it, and I built 4L60 as well.
You really gave this truck some love, man. It was great, especially if it was on fire.
It needed some major love. I had a fella out of Russellville actually do the interior. I took the seat and the inner door panels and stuff like that. Lamont Kenner out of Russellville did that. The paint job was actually, believe it or not, through Mako.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and 2 years in, I mean, it's still holding in there, so.
I really can't believe that you
all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are taking some equipment to the top end.
Mako and get a paint job over there.
Hey, when everybody else wanted 8 to 10 grand, I'll throw my 2,600 at a risk.
Yeah.
But
You gambled and won.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean everybody will.
yep. About this time, well, I guess 6-7 months ago, I actually hit a deer on his front end, and I actually had it completely rebuilt on the passenger corner. So, other than that, I mean, it's.
You can't even tell either.
No, it's back to normal.
I'm glad to hear that you're able to get it right back.
Yeah.
It had to make your heart sink, hearing something like this.
Yep. And also, I mean, I went with the BP Automotive harness as well, and of course, it made this install very, very easy, and definitely one of the best investments.
We see that a lot, man. With most guys who buy our product, they keep coming back.
Yep.
You know, or if they switch, they keep coming back.
The way I look at it, I mean, I'd 10 times rather spend $500-something on a harness instead of trying to tear it all apart in my garage. I'd 10 times rather spend my money on something that's going to matter.
Yeah, well, the truck harness, the factory truck harness isn't routed.
Oh, no.
It looks terrible.
Yeah.
So, yeah, listen, man, thank you for taking the time again on this. It's rare we get to interview a customer with 2 different vehicles at LS.
Right.
So, but yeah, we really appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
It's a 83 El Camino. I bought it a couple years ago. Had a 305 in it. And then we did a 5.3 with the BP Automotive harness. Now it's a 6.0 480E, forward 9-inch with a BP Automotive harness.
You decided to step up from the 5.3 to the 6.0s.
Yeah.
Born with the 5.3, I guess?
Yeah, I took it to the drag strip and I'm like, hey, it's a little too slow, so I had to go up to the 6.0 and put a cam in it, and had the 4 LED built.
Yeah. Well, how's it running at the track now?
The best went 8th mile on street tires was an 8.3.
Yeah. Right. There's nothing wrong with that at all, especially on street tires. You probably have a little bit of a time getting it to hook, don't you?
I'm getting it pretty good.
Getting it? Okay, good. Yeah. Most people struggle trying to get it to hook.
Well, I got adjustable 4-link bars.
There you go. So, how old were you when you swapped this?
I was 17,
17?
Whenever this fired up. Yep.
Yeah, so I love seeing, you know, younger kids coming up, doing something as complicated as an LS swap, and making it happen from a young age. So it's great to see young enthusiasts coming up. So
Right.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're probably one of our youngest customers then.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate it. I love the El Camino here. You know, it's, everybody loves a perfect car, but you know, there's always a special place for those cars that you can just drive. You're not
Right.
afraid to drive it.
Yeah,
you
we
know what I'm
drove
saying?
3.5 hours here.
Yeah, yeah. So and I'm guessing you probably put all kinds of miles on it.
Yeah, I've got, on this setup right now, it's only got like 700 or 800 miles.
700 or 800 miles. What about the setup before that with the 5.3?
Oh, it had a few thousand miles on it.
Oh yeah. So you've got plenty of miles on the engine, on the old engine, and now a few on this one, and plenty on the harness. I'm guessing you use the same harness for both,
Yep,
right?
same harness, and then
Yeah.
had it tuned. And
Yeah, man, I really like it, and you know, I really congratulate you for doing something so young. You know, it's a lot of kids your age aren't
Right.
doing things like this,
Yep.
so we really like to see it. So keep up the hard work, and don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything else. We really love seeing customer cars.
appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Give us your name real quick. before we-
Dalton Powell.
Dalton Powell.
Yep.
Yep. Thank you very much, Dalton. We really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button. That way you don't miss any new content. We'll see you in the next video.